Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode on Rory's Survival Series. In the last episode, we made this wonderful basement, the cavern-ness to it, and all of the ambience and all that really fun stuff. But today we are going to start thinking ahead for future episodes. We have up here... I can fly on this now. We have up here our giant tree that has been paused in production for a while. I took a little bit of time to make the basement right here look much better because what we had previously was really bad. Now for this episode we're going to be doing a resource gathering session where we gather the materials needed to complete the tree. That includes wood, oak wood for the tree, for the branches, and then the actual leaves themselves. I was originally going to do a green leaf tree basic thing, and I actually did many years ago collect a whole bunch of oak leaves, but I don't think that's quite special enough. I think I need to go full out and make an autumn tree, which means bright red, orange, and yellow colors. This is going to be a really fantastic tree, at least that's what I'm hoping. So guys, buckle in, we're going to have a good one. So I've created in the creative testing world a very basic tree structure. Now for the actual leaves, I want to be creative. I found a reference that looks absolutely flawless, but for the purposes of my video, I need the materials to be things that are somewhat farmable. So the two blocks that come to mind first are resin, which are just block of resin, and then honeycomb. These are the two blocks that I want to start with, but I want something more in the orange-red kind of area. So wool is easily farmable, yellow wool is easily farmable, red wool is easily farmable. So we'll put that on that tier list. Well, I could make a gold farm. That definitely doesn't flow too well. I think the shroom lights are obnoxious. Definitely not the best at this, but from a distance, how does it look? Reds are too deep. The oranges blend in really well. The reds are definitely too much. Okay, it's getting better. So I removed some of the darker red colors, and then removing it makes it immediately a lot more friendly. Though, I worry because the honeycomb might be a little bit of an assault on the eyes. Here, let's pull up. Let's pull back away from that for a little bit. Okay, so now you see it off in the way distance. Oh yeah, it's fine. It's fine from a distance. I think the gold block as like a shiny add-on, I think it brightens it a little bit and makes it, you know, just more appealing. Yeah, and I think I can reasonably farm all these blocks. The gold farm, I'm gonna need to make a gold farm. I was already planning on making a resin farm. I was already planning on making a honeycomb farm. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today, guys. We are going to be making all sorts of lovely, wonderful farms. Yeah, we have no use for red at all. This looks perfectly fine. This looks perfectly fine, perfectly reasonable. I think it's achievable. I think I can farm all of these resources, because let's take a look at what this is made of. So, wood is definitely a farmable resource. That's always been known. The honeycomb is somewhat farmable. I hope I can get large amounts of it if I stay up all night, or I'd rather leave the game running all night. The resin is somewhat farmable, but I think it's going to be a lot more manual than one expects. But luckily, because we have the other blocks we hopefully won't need a ton of it. Gold is a farmable block. Stained glass is a farmable-ish block since I can get the dyes. Yeah. This is perfectly reasonable, perfectly doable. I think this will look really good by the time we get around to building it. So let's just gather all of these resources now. So over here in this general area, we have quite a bit of space. So if we were to dig upwards a little bit, we have all this space back here, which is just empty, which I can use for farming space. This goes not all the way around, so I will need to do a little bit of digging and excavation so that when we make the honeycomb blocks, these become accessible. So we need the honeycomb farms to be accessible. At some point, I need to make a resin farm. I actually don't know how to do that. I have some ideas, but I need to test some stuff. Okay, so let's go with the resin farm. We'll make that one first. And let's jump back into the creative testing world and test some theories. Okay, this test is now starting, and it looks like the creakings are not going away. Now what happens if I hurt them? Game mode survival, because I'm an idiot. Oh, wow, he has reach. Oh, man. We're gonna just punch these guys the manual way and be in extreme mortal peril. It's working! It's harvesting! So if I have a collection for the resin, I can actually sit here and gather large amounts of resin. Because look, as the pistons push and... Okay, let's try this again. Where am I? Oh, here we are. Okay, cool. So the way this works is the creaking hearts, these piston things, swap around the pale oaks so that these always stay activated, so that means these guys never despawn. But because the area around them, because the resin grows on these pale blocks, when the pistons get pushed around, they actually fall off. So if we have a collection area down here, all we gotta do is mess with the spawn mechanics and make it so that these guys can only spawn in one place, and then we herd them into one condensed area, and then sweeping edge them, and then just get a ton of theoretical resin. So this is the basic idea for the farm. So let's get cracking on building it in survival. So every possible thing that could have gone wrong went wrong for this, because we have all sorts of issues. I had issues with mainly the hopper minecart system, and also they make creaking be the most obnoxious monsters to farm at all, like ever, for like no reason. And also, I have a huge bottleneck. So my hopper system is very slow, which means I am probably not getting the maximum, like basically speed and whatnot. But the thing should be working. Here, let's check our chest system. See, we are getting resin, but the thing is, the hopper minecart, the hopper takes forever to make its way through the system, and like, it also takes forever to drain. I tried to use a hopper minecart to drain the hopper minecart, but I spent so long trying to get that to work, and I couldn't get it to work. And then I couldn't get my original hopper drop-off system to work. It's just been awful. But this kind of works. It's a very manual farm. There is a way to do it automatically with tridents, but I am not touching that. Tridents are so hard to get. I have to move on to other farms now. But for the time being, this kind of worked. Here, let's get a check. Oh, please don't tell me this is as fast as it goes. Let's see. How many hoppers do I own? Because if I own a whole bunch of hoppers from my old hopper storage system, it might be worth actually doing the hoppers. Let's check. Let's check. How many hoppers? Please be a lot. Yes! Yes! Okay, let's sleep the night away. I am so lucky I crafted a bajillion hoppers, because I don't think I could bring myself to craft that many hoppers. When I was stupid 5 years ago, I crafted that many hoppers, but now I'm smart, and I don't like doing that. Oh, you want to know why else I'm having a bad day? This has been doing this for the last, like, hour. I need to figure out a way to try and restart the saving process. I might have to force my game to crash. Okay, I got it done, but unfortunately, it's not spawn-proof. But this should be much more efficient now. There we go. 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 Okay, we are spawn-proofed. And we have a resin, and this thing works, and we're done. I have absolutely no desire whatsoever to make this look pretty, because quite frankly, it's a farm, and its sole purpose is to get me stuff to make other things look pretty. This, in and of itself, does not need to be pretty, and therefore, I will not make it pretty. I will not go through all of that extra effort and all that extra time. I have other functional farms I need to do, and I think I'm going to be nice to myself and do the bees next, because the bees are relatively simple, and they're nice, and they're aesthetic, and they're pleasing, and all that fun stuff. And also, I hate Endermen. They're very annoying. They keep messing with my everything. It's annoying. I keep finding holes in the ceiling, and then we're getting zombies in here, and then I'm attacking the zombies, and then they're catching on fire, and then they're catching me on fire, and it's just like, ew. Also, I may lose a whole bunch of replay footage. If you didn't see a time lapse up to now, or a very incomplete time lapse, this is why. The replay mod, it's frozen. The files are frozen. So I am going to attempt magic. There we go. This is the icon screen. This is the screen I was hoping to find. Okay, let's see if it actually saves now. Let's see if I have incomplete footage when I actually go around to edit this, but I have a whole bunch of stuff with today's date on it. It looks like they all saved. Yay! Now, in theory, the bee farm is like the simplest farm ever in the creation of all farms. It's just like you detect with this. You see, if it's got some stuff in it, it fires a signal and then it shears and it gets collected. Of course, in theory, that's how it works. You never really know. Okay, so it's full now. So if I put a redstone here, it got us 3 honeycomb, which is not a lot. But the idea is to have a ton of them, and then just like AFK like overnight. So I've managed to get it all on like one singular plane so that I can have it on the outskirts of my little basement without it looking super ugly. So like as stands, we can get some mud. The ugliest thing one will see is this stuff right here, and then the idea would be it would be hidden in the mud. And then that will go all the way around, and then we could potentially shift the system to having hopper mine carts gather and place stuff, but that would be an incredible amount of redstone. It would be super expensive. So I might just go and collect stuff from all of the chests manually. I think that's my best option. Okay, let's put it in survival now. And I looked at the mechanics. That farm design was my very own. I came up with it myself, and I'm very proud of it. Step number 1 is, of course, clean up this old thing, because these are valuable materials, and redstone components do not grow on trees. It just occurred to me, my biggest bottleneck for making these bee farms is the dispensers. They require bows. Ugh. Thank goodness I can use crappy bows for this, because otherwise it would be expensive. Now, for some reason, I thought it would be really, really cool to have 2 different height layers for the actual underground base and this cavern. So I have this upper area right here. That's where I'm going to put the bee farms. I'm going to have them ring all the way around, and I'll come and check them periodically, manually. And then the bottom parts right here will reserve for really cool decorative openings for going towards other stuff by the underground network. But as I said previously, I am not going to decorate the farms today because I don't have that kind of time on my hands. I want to actually start getting to work on the actual top of the tree, the branches, and I need materials for that, so hence I'm here. But I have been coming here periodically to kill to attack some creakings, and we are making progress. We have almost 2 double chests full of resin. We have like 3 regular chests. This is great. Well, how do you do? I got my little bee farm in here. We don't have enough bees to populate all the hives yet, but that'll soon be remedied. I come here every once in a while and I give the bees some flowers, and that seems to be slowly increasing the population of the bees. Anyway, I put the portal here and I moved it in the nether roof as well. I expanded the spiral staircase down to the ground. You guys really seem to like that spiral staircase, and I'm really glad you enjoy it so much. But the thing is, it's very not practical to have. But I've also gone in here and decided, you know what? I'm going to work on my next farm, which is this right here. I got to get sheep in here somehow. That's the part that I haven't been looking forward to. I don't have that many sheep. I need to go and breed some sheep, and then I need to bring them over here. I'm thinking happy gas is probably the best way to do that. It's killed an Enderman that stole one of my things. Okay. Dried gas. Okay. Do I actually... I might actually have the materials for this. No. Yes. No. Boo-hoo. I'm determined. I am determined to figure this out. I probably have some stashed away in here. That would be a very Rory thing to have stashed away in here. Okay, now it's time to use that heavily convenient brand new nether portal. Now, I might be able to find one naturally on the wild. No. What am I doing? What am I doing? I need a bow. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this the smart way. And we're gonna use a bow. I told you, we're doing this, and we're gonna do it correctly. Okay, I have my books now. Let's go. Alright, it was way too loud to show you, but I got it. I got my bow, and it's super powerful. Look, it can even... not hit an Enderman. Oh, uh-oh. That was only the scariest thing I've done all day. Because if my items go toast on this bridge, they're, well, as I said, they'll go toast. Anyway, meet the Pokey Dokie. See, it lights up everywhere I fire. All lit up. Beautiful stuff. Also, I don't like the end flashes. They're really annoying, and they make the lighting look so weird. Like, look, why is everything purple? No! But like that. That is allowed. There we go. Oh, we have 2 gas? Hold on, I can't fire to save my life. Okay, that was too close for comfort. That was too close for comfort. Goodness me. Well, that was certainly an effective way to get it. Come on, give me, yes! Okay, I'm at 5 now. What? Okay, I have a music disc now. There we go. Since first I need to make sure he's not over lava. He is not. There we go, we got another one. Okay, 2 more to go. Okie dokie. Now it's time to do the very morally ambiguous thing and craft life. Here, I know exactly where to put him. Wait, hold on. He has to be. He goes in the one near the nether portal. That's the one he goes to. There, and now we're gonna let him grow. Anyhow, in the meantime, while Buddy grows, we're gonna go ahead and work on the bees. Get us some more bees with our poppies. See these poppies? They're used to make bees. Look, the bees are having a party over there. Let's give them some flowers. Yeah, progress has been made. Buddy here is he's making progress. There we go. Hello, buddy. Let's make you all grown up here. Let's get you out into the open. Come on, little gasling. Come on, buddy. Come here, buddy. Let's get you out in the open a little bit more. There we go. Hello, buddy. Okay, I have a happy gas now, folks. Cool. Let's do the very monotonous thing of breeding and gathering sheep. Alright, now time for the important question. Can I and Buddy get out of here? Buddy, look at me. Get over here. I may not want to do this very often. I may have no desire to ever do this again. This is so slow. This is so stupidly slow. It is unbelievable. Oh my goodness. And we can get Buddy out of here. Even though this is the slowest and most monotonous thing ever, we can get Buddy out of there. Okay. I am only ever going to use Buddy to transport mobs because I have an elytra. I can fly on my own. This is like one of the worst modes of transportation. But it's useful in transporting mobs, I'll give it that. But that's, like, all it's useful for. Oh, and possibly building. Building might be useful for that as a standing platform. Alright, I have colored and selected all of my sheep. Let's get Buddy over here. Actually, let's gather these guys first. There we go. We have them collected. Let's get Buddy over here. Then... No, that's not what was supposed to happen. Well, they're attached to me. This is not precarious in the slightest. On. This couldn't possibly go wrong in the slightest. Well, let's go, let's go home. Not me not knowing how to use the new leashes. Also, it occurred to me, I do need to fix that. There are some potential issues to what I have. Okay. Let's take this oak fence that I have so conveniently and intentionally gathered and is not definitely in my inventory for no reason. And let's take the sheepies Well, okay, yellow goes on this side, and then orange goes on this side. Cool. That was the most annoying thing ever. But it's done. I have my sheep farm. Cool. But of course, we gotta get Buddy back where he belongs. Well, I certainly got a lot done in this episode. I was originally going to make it a one-episode big deal with, like, all 5 farms, but I think splitting it up perfectly makes sense. So I did do a lot. I mean, I got a resin farm working, which was completely my design. I'm going to pat myself on the back for that one there. The wool farm was, of course, kind of just like a standard wool farm. The bees were kind of my design, but really, they were not that complicated, so I won't gloat on those too much. But, yeah, so we also decorated a little bit, got the, like, the big spiral staircase all the way down. We moved the portal to a spot that makes a little bit more sense. We got Buddy, and that's about it, which is still a lot. But, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to end it there. So, I got enough done. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!